All rise. Support court with Judge Vanderby is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1056, Hannigan case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. Ms. Hannigan, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my ex-husband, since last year, doesn't come and get our children, doesn't take care of them, and he is just in and out of their lives, and I'm tired of it.
Okay. How many children do you all have?
We have 2 children.
All right. You said ex-husband, so how long have you all been divorced?
We've been divorced for a year because he decided to step outside of our marriage and have another child.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I.
All right. So he has an outside child. How old is that child?
The video kicks off with the official call to order from Judge Vonda Bailey as the courtroom comes to life. Miss Hannigan takes center stage, explaining the frustrations she's facing with her ex-husband. The tension is immediate. Her ex has been absent from their children's lives, and now Miss Hannigan is here for one thing: financial support for their 2 kids. But just when you think it's just another case, the bombshell drops. Miss Hannigan reveals that her ex-husband has a child with someone else. Wow, talk about a curveball. It's clear from her words and tone that she's done with the excuses and ready to make sure her kids get what they deserve.
He ought to be about 1.
Okay. Do you know where he works?
Yes, he owns his own mechanic shop.
All right. Do you know how much he makes?
I do. He makes about $120 a year.
Okay. Does he do anything financially to support the children?
Not really. He did while we were married, but since we've been divorced, no.
Okay. And you say he doesn't pick them up or anything like that?
Every once in a blue moon.
All right. All right. Do you pay health insurance or does he pay health insurance?
I pay for everything.
Okay. How much is the health insurance?
About $326 a month.
And that's for the children only, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. So let's take a look here. I see that he did not show up for court today. All right. I noticed he was...
And here's where the real drama unfolds. The judge dives straight into the numbers, asking about the ex-husband's income. A mechanic who rakes in $120,000 a year. Sounds like he's doing well, right? But here's the kicker. Despite his comfortable salary, he hasn't been financially supporting his children since the divorce. Miss Hannigan's frustration is palpable as she reveals that she's shouldered the burden of healthcare expenses, paying a hefty $326 a month just to ensure the kids are covered. The judge's questions keep it rolling, but it's clear that the ex-husband is nowhere to be found. Who does that? It's like he's forgotten that being a parent comes with responsibility. The judge, however, isn't letting him off the hook that easily. She notices that he didn't bother to show up to court, despite being properly served. It's a classic case of not facing the music, but as Judge Bailey points out, that's his mistake. Without him in the room, the judge moves forward with Miss Hannigan's testimony. And boy, does she crunch the numbers. With an income of $120,000, the ex-husband's monthly net income is about $7,074.25. But wait, the ex-husband has 3 kids to support, so his child support obligation skyrockets. The judge's precision here is incredible, ensuring that everything adds up correctly. It's a clear message. Financial responsibility isn't optional, especially when it comes to your children.
At all?
I have not.
Okay, did he say he wasn't coming to court today?
I have not talked to him,
Okay.
literally, in a couple of months.
Okay, well, good thing about it is that I can continue to move forward and place him on child support today because he was served to be here and he's technically on notice. So we're going to go ahead and move forward based on the testimony that you gave, okay? So at $120,000 a year, that's what you said he makes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have his gross at $10,000 a month.
Then the judge takes a deep dive into the math, calculating the child support obligations. The total amount comes to a staggering $1,169 per month. That's right, nearly $2,000 a month, and that's just for his 2 kids with Miss Hennigan. There's also the health insurance to consider, which is another $163 on top of that. It's hard to imagine how anyone could argue with these numbers when they're based on hard facts. The ex-husband's absence means he had no say in this calculation, and now he's stuck with the consequences. How do you think he'll react when he finds out? After everything is wrapped up, Miss Hennigan is visibly relieved. She's fought for what her kids deserve, and the judge's ruling seems fair and just. But it's not over for the ex-husband. His decision to skip out on court has left him with a hefty bill, and there's no one to blame but himself. Judge Bailey's approach is firm, but you can see there's a touch of empathy in her demeanor. She makes it clear that when it comes to child support, there's no wiggle room. You can't just walk away from your obligations and hope it'll work out.
And you say you all have 2 children and he has 1 outside child, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so giving him credit for that other child, that brings his child support to about $1,706. You said health insurance is $326 for the children?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to reimburse half of that to you, so that $163 plus $1,706 brings his monthly child support amount to $1,869 per month. Is there anything further you needed?
No, thank you.
Are you okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, if there's nothing.
The final breakdown is where it all comes together. Judge Bailey's reminder to always show up to court when you're served. She emphasizes that while skipping court might not change the outcome, it certainly doesn't help your case. In this situation, Miss Hennigan's ex-husband missed his chance to defend himself, and now he's paying the price. Judge Bailey also drives home the point that the court's primary concern is the well-being of the children, and parents have both a moral and legal responsibility to support them. This case is a wake-up call to anyone who thinks they can shirk their obligations. The court system is watching.
Well, mom was bringing dad to court. She wanted him to pay child support for the children. Well, what did you notice that was interesting about this case? Dad did not show up for court. Remember, guys, always show up to court when you are served. It may not necessarily change the outcome of the case, but it definitely gives you an opportunity to be heard. Mom testified to the amount of income to her knowledge that dad made from his mechanic shop.
And as Judge Bailey breaks it all down in the closing remarks, her voice carries the weight of her wisdom. The absence of the ex-husband, the clear financial support owed to Miss Hennigan, and the judge's no-nonsense approach all serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of being a responsible parent. Miss Hennigan didn't give up, and her perseverance paid off. This case serves as a lesson to anyone dealing with child support. Whether you're the one seeking it or being asked to provide it, the court takes these matters seriously. The question is, will the ex-husband learn from this mistake, or will he continue to evade responsibility? The final call from Judge Bailey is a sharp and direct one. Always show up to court when you're served, she says. It's simple, yet so important. The ex-husband's failure to show up is his loss, and Miss Hennigan's persistence is a victory for her kids. The judge's words echo: when it comes to your children, you don't get to skip out on your duties. You're responsible for them, and the court will hold you accountable. So, what do you think? Do you agree with the judge's ruling? Would you have done the same if you were in Miss Hennigan's shoes? In the end, Miss Hennigan's determination to secure child support for her children paid off, and the ex-husband's decision to skip court came back to haunt him. With the judge's firm but fair ruling, the court made it clear that when it comes to child support, there's no room for excuses. Parents have a responsibility to provide for their kids, and if they don't, the court will step in to ensure those needs are met. If you found this case interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more courtroom drama and legal insights. And remember, showing up to court could be the most important decision you ever make.